Hi, I'm your host, Jada.
I'm her co-host, Wendi.
And we are the Spicy Chicks. We're sweet chicks with spicy personalities link up. What's up? I'm Jada, your host.
I'm her co-host, Wendi.
And we are the Spicy Chicks. All right, so this is episode 2. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and subscribing and liking and commenting. We really, really appreciate it. So let's just get into it. So I want to talk about the holiday season that just passed.
Okay.
So we just finished Christmas and New Year's. So I wanted to kind of just touch bases with you about like, how do you split up your time during the holiday season between like your family, your friends, and your significant others? So I feel like I have a hard time doing that.
I'm not gonna say I really have that hard of a time, because to be completely honest, I'm really not super close with my family.
Okay.
Like, I think family is I value family a lot, but just the way that life is unfolded, I'm just really not that close with my family, which really eats at me sometimes. But I think now in my adult life, I just kind of take it for what it is, and I try not to let it bother me too much. So on holidays, I typically stay to myself.
Really? I would never think that.
Because I don't like when family uses holidays as a crutch.
Okay.
Like, we don't really do things. And see, my family is all here in Atlanta, which is a very rare case. Like, some people have family
scattered.
They coming in town from here, there, everywhere. My family lives all within a 15, 20 mile radius.
Okay.
So there really is no excuse to get together. And I feel like families should get together and do family-like things all year round, especially when we all here in Atlanta. We don't need a reason to link up. The game could be coming on Sunday. Let's just get up at grandma's house and let's just get together.
True.
So I don't like when we use holidays as a reason. Now let's get together and let's act like this big family. Now you want to know about my personal life, what I got going on, who I'm dating, and what's up, or whatever. And then after the holidays, we go right back to being a ghost, and we don't communicate like that any longer. So on holidays, I used to do the real family thing. I used to do that. But see, now that I've transitioned more into an adult, I really am a real loner by nature and by design anyway. And I'm like I call myself an introverted extrovert, because I do have extroverted ways, but I have very introverted ways.
Okay.
And I think that holidays bring out the very introverted side of me. Really? And then sometimes seeing people gather with their families, whether it's on movies, whether it's, you're scrolling down Instagram, you see everybody in the matching PJs and onesies. Honestly, the holidays bring out depression. For me, because I wish my family did things like that. And I get it, you can only be responsible for what you can control. And I can only decide, hey, when I have my family, these are things that we're going to do for sure.
Okay.
So I really don't have trouble splitting my time between myself, my relatives, and things like that. Honestly, I can do holidays with my friends and be perfectly fine, because at times your friends can be more like family than your actual family.
That's very true.
So to get together on like a Christmas and or like a Thanksgiving and do like a Friendsgiving, or get together and do things like vision boards with friends on holidays, I'm cool with that, because the friends that I have are very supportive, and we support each other and we have a good time together. I would rather do that and that not put me in a mental state of depression than fake it and be around relatives. And I'm upset, I'm happy, I feel like I haven't done enough, I feel like I'm not doing enough, I feel the pressure because I'm not married or I don't have a baby yet or whatever. I don't want to do that. And my friends don't put that kind of pressure on me because they know where I'm at. So I'd rather honestly spend my time with friends. Granted, I know some people might feel like, well, dang, family's really important or whatever, but everybody has different family dynamics.
They do.
And that's just where I'm at personally. I would rather spend my time with friends. Can my family dynamic be changed? Yes, but it's got to be a two-way street.
It does.
And because it's not there right now, I kind of do my own thing on holidays.
Okay. I mean, I feel like most people, I don't know, but maybe I can't say that, because I know for me, I mean, again, our family is small. It's just my mom and her 3 girls. We always spend holidays together, whether it's at my sister Bianca's house or wherever I'm living, they'll come over here, or we'll go to my mom's house. But we're always together. But at the same time, it appears as though my family is small, but my mom has 7 sisters.
Stop.
So, but it sucks because they're all scattered everywhere. We have 2 in Mississippi, 2 in California. It's just they're everywhere. She had a brother that lived in Germany for over 3 or 4 decades.
Wow.
That never came back to the U.S. So they're all over the place. Some in Seattle, some in Michigan, some in Texas. So it was really difficult for all of us to always get together. So she kind of just made it her business to let her immediate family be what she focused on for holidays. So we've always been like that. Now that my mom is divorced, she still keeps the same tradition going. Like it's her and her girls. We always talk about the meal that we're going to make for the holiday. We talk about that 2 or 3, 4 weeks in advance because we have a whole family group chat. So I really enjoy like holidays, even though I understand what you're saying. Like we shouldn't have to gather for a reason, but it's just so weird because my mom and her girls, we're all very independent.
Okay.
Yet we love family, but at the same time, we don't want to do too much family because I mean we're all women. Let's just be real. It's all women. So just imagine the moods, the character, the personality. Like it's gonna clash if you're around each other too much. So yeah, we just kind of we do our own thing. We keep it light. We do small little gatherings. But I feel like I would just hate it if I didn't do it with them. Like I would really, really hate it. So it's always difficult for me when I'm in a real relationship because I want to go with my family. And if they cool with their family, whoever that person may be, they may want to go with their family. So I'm a little selfish in that manner a little bit because I love spending time with my sisters. But at the same time, like, I mean, I know it's important to get to know your spouses or your significant other's family, but I would prefer to spend time with my own. So it's rough for me. Splitting time amongst family and significant others is always really hard for me.
Okay.
And I just don't think that I'm ever going to learn how to like balance that because
I was going to say, do you think that'll change like over the years maybe? And you might be more open, more optimistic, like, hey, maybe I'm going to try something different this year.
I mean, I'll give it a good go. Depending on who the person is, I'll give it a good go. But at the same time, that's probably like a deal breaker for me. Like I need to be around my family for holidays. And I know when you get married, you're supposed to like compromise and stuff. So I was say,
what about a unified front? Like maybe like half your family, like everybody all in the same space. So then you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. True. It doesn't require one person to leave or anybody to do anything separate. Bring everybody together like on a unified front.
I could see that, but that would like be based on do the families get along? You know how that can go. That can be rough. So
yeah, and the holidays is not the time.
It's definitely not the time
to
try to ease over some hard, rough times. No, definitely not. But yeah, that's always really rough for me, and I wanted to talk about that because so many people like experience like challenges during the holidays with families when you're trying to mesh them. And then you have like the false pretense of Instagram. Like I remember scrolling on Christmas Eve. It all starts like Christmas Eve. Well, we can even push it back. It all really starts Thanksgiving Eve on Instagram. Everybody's gathering together. Everybody got matching outfits. Everybody's coming to each other's house. Everybody's family's doing a TikTok. Like everybody's family just doing so many things. And then it almost like gives you a delusional idea of what family's supposed to be like during holidays. Because really, just because that family does that mean your family's supposed to do that too? That's true. Because mine don't do that. Like we don't do matching outfits. We don't do TikToks.
See, I like stuff like that.
But my family just don't do it.
Like, that's the thing. Yeah, my family is very old school, traditional. It's either black or it's white. Right. When in retrospect, I have the mentality that black and white don't really exist. In some instances it's gray. Or there is a middle ground between a lot of things, and it's like why I'm the person in my family that they probably would say I'm the black sheep. Really? Whether that's my tattoos, whether that's my way of thinking, whatever it is, I'm the person that pushes the envelope. Like I'm okay doing things that are outside of the normal. Like, and it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly okay. But you also got to understand when you've got family that meshes between generations, and you've got some young kids and things like that. You got to be open to things that you did not do.
Right.
And it's perfectly fine.
Right.
So I'm that person that does typically, I want to do the TikToks. I want to do, take pictures in our matching PJ. I have begged my mom the last 3 years, because we have 3 generations. And at one point in time, we had 4 generations. My great grandma was still living. My great grandma died when she was 100 years old.
Oh my God.
And see, I felt like we should have done more while she was alive, because a lot of people don't have that. Now that it's just the 3 of us, and see, I don't have a child just yet. While it's just the 3 of us, why don't we do more things, grandmother, mother, daughter, or, just amongst the family in general? Because what you don't want to do is wait until relatives no longer exist, and now you don't have the memories, the pictures and things like that, and it's too late.
True.
So why don't we do a lot of the cute stuff? And nothing is better than a picture or a video.
It is.
And I'm somebody, I have a very heavy social media presence, so I like to whip out my phone. Like, I like to take videos, I like to take pictures and capture moments. And my relatives, my family, my dad and my mom especially, they don't do social media. They don't have a Facebook. They don't have an Instagram, none of the above. So as I'm whipping my phone out, they don't like to be on camera.
They don't like it. Ooh,
they're afraid they're about to be on my Instagram. They don't want folk in their business.
Mom is the same way. Yep.
And I'm just like, it's not that deep. Yeah. I'm sitting here trying to capture a moment right now. And you concerned about what's on this camera or whatever case. I may take that moment and play it back in my free time.
Right.
And be filled with joy or whatever the case may be, because I'm rewatching and I'm back in that same moment again.
Yeah.
So I just really get frustrated that my parents just have this, and my relatives just have this very closed mindset about traditions and things like that. Because why wait until you have grandkids or whatever to start these traditions? You should start them now and implement them, now. It's absolutely nothing wrong. We don't have family traditions. Right. We don't have little things that we just do that are traditional to our family. So it's just like the holidays, they irritate me. It brings out a sense of depression. It brings out a sense of just anxiety, of relatives just in your business and just being around people that you're not always around, whether you know them or not. Yeah. But just brings out a sense of frustration, because it's just like, we should be doing so much more. Oh, why don't y'all so lame? Y'all just don't want to do nothing. We just want to get over here. We want to watch the game, which is cool, but
that's fun too.
I'm just into so much more, and I have so many fruitful ideas as a younger person in my family that I think are good ideas, and they just don't be with it. They just black and white. Yo, it's cool.
And it's generational. They're from a different time. They're from a different generation, so they just don't understand social media, period. Like, my mom is the exact same way. Do not post her on anything without talking to her first. Like, it's gotten to the point now where I really don't even pull my camera out. Yeah. Because she's going to be like, wait, hold on.
You got me on camera?
Don't put me on camera. And I'm like, oh my God, it's not that deep. But I mean, I get it. It's different from them. It's a new thing for them. So I try to respect her wishes with that. But yeah, I definitely love spending time with my family. Now, as far as friends go, I wanted to talk about that. Like, do you believe in Friendsgiving? Do you think that's a cool idea? I've never done it before, but
I've never done it. I think the idea is really dope. Again, going back to some of the backgrounds that I have, I don't really kick it with my family on holidays, and especially with COVID and things like that right now, I definitely didn't kick it with my family on holidays. So I think Friendsgivings are really dope, and it also relieves the pressure of one person having to do the bulk of the cooking.
Right.
Like, we just you're gonna have a potluck type situation. Right. We can coordinate the menu. Right. So I'm not making collard greens, you bring a buffalo chicken dip.
Right.
We can coordinate the menu to make sure it's right.
Right.
But I think it's really dope for friends to get together. And I like gatherings of all kinds. Like, as you know, a cookout, whatever the case may be. I like gatherings of all kinds. But I think Friendsgivings are really cool. I thought about it. This was the first year that I really wanted to do one.
I really did.
But because of COVID, it was one of them things like, hey, maybe we shouldn't. Yeah. And then my roommate got sick. She actually had COVID as well. Right. So, and it was right around Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right.
It was kind of like, that really canceled.
That would have been so fun, though. Yeah, because I know you win in the kitchen, y'all.
I do a little something. Not nothing too crazy. I'm not no Gordon Ramsay, but I do a little something.
That little seafood boil she did. It's on my Instagram. You guys can check it out. But yeah, I've never done Friendsgiving, but I love the concept. But again, with me saying what I said earlier, how would I even like juggle that? Like, if I did a Friendsgiving, it definitely would have to be like the day before Thanksgiving, because I'm not gonna not be at my mom's house on Thanksgiving. No,
okay.
not doing that. But I would love to do that. And I have been so blessed to have friends that can throw down in the kitchen, her including one. All of my friends can really cook. So I would, it's making my mouth water now thinking about it. I could just imagine what that would be like. And then the fact that like all of my friends have such funny personalities, dynamic and funny and talkative and insightful. So that would just be fun. Like just have everybody together.
That'd be cool.
I can see that.
I mean,
we should do that next year.
We should. And even we missed Secret Santa.
I know we
should have done like a Secret Santa. I think that Secret Santas are dope, and when you really know your friends,
yes,
it's just a really cool way. You know, the holidays, especially Christmas, is not necessarily about the gift giving per se,
right?
But it's just really cool. Me and my sorority sisters, we did. I like Christmas in July. Christmas is my favorite holiday out of all of them. I mean, Valentine's Day, whatever. My tree is still up.
I saw that.
Mind your business. My tree is still up right now.
I was like, is that tree still up?
It is. And it might be up until Valentine's Day. Don't play.
I mean, it's pink, so it's okay.
Might hang some red ornaments.
Okay.
But I like the idea of Christmas in July. I feel like Christmas is just, like, let's just bring it back in July. But we did a Christmas in July where we kind of drew random names and then we sent a Christmas gift to our line sister. And we chose a little value, $50, whatever the case may be, but we sent it to each other, and that was cute. And we didn't do it for Christmas, but I think that Secret Santa, we always do Secret Santa at work.
Yeah.
And you always get that one coworker who gives you
because you don't
the crappy gift.
You don't really
I don't know you like
I don't know you like
right.
that. So,
and you don't want to make it impersonal and give them like, oh, here's a gift card to Starbucks.
Yeah.
You really want to get them a good gift. I've only had a couple coworkers that I really, really knew like that I was like, okay, I know of a good gift to give them. Outside of that, it's kind of like, okay, Jimmy's getting a Starbucks gift card.
Yeah, that's what exactly it's going to be, our gas card.
Yeah, exactly. But amongst your personal friends, you know enough about them to get them a decent gift.
And it's so fun.
So I wish that I had done it this past year. It was just so much going on. It probably just slipped my mind. But definitely next year, I'm going to put it on my list of things to do, like a Secret Santa.
I definitely want to do that. I would love that. I feel like we should do Friendsgiving next year. We should do Secret Santa next year. And then we need to do like a New Year's thing, which is going to be a great segue into our next topic. So I wanted to talk about New Year's resolutions. Do you believe in them? And depending on your answer, if so, like what was yours this year? And if not, what do you do in place of like resolutions?
So, I'm not a person that really, maybe when I was younger, I made these New Year's resolutions.
I did too, yeah.
But in my adult life, I realized that a lot of the things that you set as these New Year's resolutions, they might hang in there for the month of January or so. And they just kind of fall to the wayside.
They do.
So I don't really make New Year's resolutions. Didn't have one. I haven't had a New Year's resolution in a really long time. What I do have are habits, and I just had to change my mindset about whatever my goals are. I'll say I have goals for the new year, and I have to start with habits, mindsets, and things like that I changed probably in the last quarter. So for instance, October, November, December, I started lining up things so that they can fall in place in 2021.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because for me, a lot of people say, oh, well, for instance, I came up with this crazy idea that I was going to possibly go vegan or plant-based in 2021.
I've tried that so many times.
All right. Now, like you said, we always do this.
Yeah.
It's not realistic, especially for a meat eater.
Right.
Some people can do it. Like back in the day, I had this mindset that I was going to start working out and that was going to be it. I mean, I dropped everything. I started working out. Bam, I done lost 60 pounds.
Right.
Okay. But as far as me, I mean, there are a lot of things, people try to stop smoking or whatever. You have to kind of wean yourself off of certain habits.
You do.
So I said, realistically, I'm not going to say as of January the 1st, I'm going to go plant-based. What I will say is maybe a couple times a week, I can start to incorporate plant-based options. But I'm not going hard turkey,
Yeah.
go 7 days a week with no meat.
Right.
It's not going to work. I'm going to fail that way. I'm going to set myself up for failure. And I know myself.
Yeah.
So 3 months going into the new year, so the last quarter of 2020, I had to start making up my mind.
Okay.
And start changing my habits so that come January 1st, it's not a cold turkey type of thing. I've already been doing certain things and lining them up to prepare myself for the new year. So I started back with my trainer. My trainer is EJ. Stay down EJ on Instagram. But I started with him in October. So here I am in January. I'm already down 20 pounds because I made up my mind a long time ago that 2021, by the time I turned 30 in March, this is where I wanted to be.
This is where you want to be. Have a goal. Right.
If I started in January, it's not impossible, but I would literally have to be on top of everything, like maybe working out 2-3 times a day to get where I want it to be. So I believe that you gotta start setting yourself up with habits in order to be successful in the new year.
Yeah.
So I don't really make New Year's resolutions. I might set goals for the new year.
Okay.
And then I start changing and moving in the right direction ahead of time. It's kind of like cutting people off. Why you wait until January 1st to cut somebody off?
You don't have to do that.
Like, you knew back in November that this person really was not going to line up where you wanted them to go. So why you got to wait till the 31st of December to find out that you're not coming into the new year with me?
I think it's just a fad. Like, I really feel like resolutions are like fads. And I'm the same way, kind of like you. I don't really set New Year's resolutions. I set intentions. So like I had an intention, well, in my mind, I was thinking, you know what? I want to really focus on holistic healing.
Okay.
And kind of wean myself away from like medicinal things. Like I wanted to really learn more about herbs and just different minerals and different properties from things that we just totally disregard on an everyday basis. Like I know one of my intentions this year was to focus on mental health. Okay. So I wanted to start meditating, which is super hard to freaking do.
You say that.
Yo, that is so hard to do. Like to sit down and peacefully be quiet and like clear your mind. It was really hard for me. Like I struggled.
It's funny that
struggling.
you say that because meditation is on my vision board. That's one of the things that I did in place of like a New Year's resolution. I did a vision board this year, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Like I sat there New Year's Eve.
Isn't it fun? I did my New Year's Eve too.
Man, I streamed my church service and I created a vision board. Instead of going out with all the craziness that's happening
in Atlanta.
It felt so good. Like my spirit, and I was just really full. Like just having the word, but also having my vision board.
That's nice.
But meditation's on that board.
Really?
And because I want to get into it. And it takes me so much time to clear my mind. And that's trying to sleep at night too. My mind is just not at rest.
Same thing.
And I have a friend of mine who meditates and has been meditating for years. And they will just literally sit there in silence 20-30 minutes and meditate every single day. And I'm like, I want to be like you when I grow up because I just find it so hard to have my mind at rest with zero thoughts going on and just have that quiet going on up there. I don't feel like it's possible for me.
It's hard. That's a really hard thing. And in my mind, I was thinking, ooh, I'm gonna start meditating. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna be healthy mentally, blah, blah. No, it's not that simple. But what I found for, like I said, since I don't set resolutions and set all these intentions, that was one is to do better with mental health. Of course, continue being healthy as far as eating goes and body wise, exercising, things like that. One thing that I did find that I thought was so freaking cool, and I kind of think this might help with meditating and just kind of the full circle with health, period, with mind, body, and soul. I follow Kevin Gates' girl on Instagram, and she had a post. I don't remember if it was like right before New Year's or right after New Year's. It was a post she made about taking 12 minutes at the beginning of your day. Like as soon as you get up in the morning, take 12 minutes before you do anything, before you brush your teeth, take a shower, change clothes, whatever. You wake up for those 12 minutes, sit somewhere peaceful and quiet and jot down all your thoughts. And your thoughts can be anything. It could be about work. It could be about self. It could be about family. It could be negative thoughts that's going in your mind or things you want to change. Just you do like a brain dump on a piece of paper.
Okay.
And when your 12 minutes is up, that you set on your alarm, you take the piece of paper and you burn it. And the significance of burning it is that you're letting it go, like you're releasing it. Like everything that you had in your mind, you're releasing it, like you're binding it and letting it go. And so,
interesting.
Isn't that cool?
Because
Like
I would be
thinking,
like, what if my thoughts were things I had to do for the day? So if I just burnt my paper, then
I think like the idea is to like dump things that have been either plaguing you, troubling
like weighing you down.
weighing you down.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So
I got
dump all that on the piece of paper and then burn it, and then that's supposed to be like a release to like get
girl,
rid
we
of
done
it.
burnt my house down. I mean, shout out to Drika Gates for
that's
what
really
worked for her, but I
cool.
be done burnt my little house
Burn your
down.
whole house down. But I thought that was cool. But or you can, it doesn't have to be that extreme. You can probably just take 12 minutes to just kind of reflect.
Okay.
You know, some people call that, you know, spending time with the Lord, whatever. But those are the things I decide to do instead of having New Year's resolutions. I just don't do that. I did a vision board like you did. My vision board just has basic things on it, like, you know, goals that I want to set for myself financially, goals I want to set spiritually, relationship wise, business wise. Even this podcast was on my vision board. But if I could even find it, I thought about having a talk show type something almost like 7 to 10 years ago during a family reunion. I said it during like my family was like recording just different stuff that we were doing as a family, and I said it, and it was like 10 years ago that I said that. So this has been brewing for that freaking long, but I never, like I said it then just haphazardly, like it just came out my mouth, but I didn't even really know what I was saying. And then like maybe 5 years after that, I remember just talking to some friends, and I was like, we should record like our conversations because they're so funny. Like they're funny, they can be insightful, they can be helpful.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just so crazy how it comes back like full circle. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't really set New Year's resolutions. I feel like it kind of, you feel obligated almost, or
or if I don't do this at the end of my year, did I fail?
Did I fail? Like that's why I'm like.
So the vision board was cool. I am going to make it a yearly tradition that I do because I want to look back at my board.
Wouldn't that be neat to see?
And see where I came from.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. So I really enjoyed that. So this was my first year doing it. Like you said, I want to incorporate that into like a yearly thing. I had my mom and my sisters do it too. We weren't together when we did it, but they all did it like at midnight on New Year's. Like they were at their home, and then we shared it with each other in our little family group chat. So that was cool. But yeah, girl, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Do you have anything else you want to spill the tea on or talk about?
No, that's it. I mean, I did my vision board. I'm a sage burner, so I will say that.
I got sage over there.
I did. I burned my sage. I have gotten into the different types of sage, so white versus blue, and then my lavender, my eucalyptus sage, my chakra sage, and all of that. So I do. Those are some of the things that I incorporate, into my New Year's and really my everyday life. I sage all the time.
That's good.
I burn it down.
Clear your energy. Clear the energy.
I burn it down.
Really I agree. Well, that's it, guys. That's a wrap. That's all we have to talk about today. Hopefully, you guys will like and subscribe. Leave any comments, any topics that we spoke on that you wanted to elaborate on. Please feel free. We encourage and accept all comments. So that's it.
Tune in next week.
Bye, guys.